again for show 26. MI Sports Talk, minus the sports, so to speak.
I watch NBA Horse.
Yeah, Horse. I watched Horse last night. Did you watch Horse?
I didn't watch it last night. I watched a little bit of the first one.
Yeah.
Sunday night. I don't know if that was the first
last night. Connolly won. Beat Levine. Hate to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, but
I tuned into
it's a creative shot.
Shaq's got a new show, so I kind of watched a little bit of that.
Shaq Life. I taped it last night. I taped Shaq Life last night. Watched that stuff. I watched the first 2 episodes of it. It's pretty good.
Not bad.
I gotta watch it tonight here or something. But I taped it, so hopefully I can watch just 2 episodes.
Yeah, just get through it and try to watch, something different here and there.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. They're putting on anything to watch nowadays. A horse game or whatever, But yeah, obviously you watch some of the reruns. Like the other night they had on Big Ten Networks going to like football from the seasons, so they were doing that the other night, like 2015 Michigan against Penn State, I think it was. And, Hackenberg was the quarterback down there, Michigan at Penn State, and Michigan beat them 28-16, I think it was the final.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it was. I'm sure it was. I said, I think we win this one, but
I don't know. It's kind of funny as time goes on, the more less and less inclined I am to watch a lot of it. I did watch some of the Masters.
Did you?
Last weekend before they
watched a little bit of the Masters last weekend.
Over Easter week, Easter Sunday, they were that whole weekend. They were showing a lot of the previous Masters. I watched. I think Sunday they had, obviously last day of 2019, so that was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm too tired. Yeah. Aside from that, I'm getting kind of tired of watching the old stuff.
I'm on Food Network. I'm on Netflix. I'm on my sports channels have really lost fiddle a little bit. My percentages are down to like 20% now.
Just got to get outside.
Yeah, that too. Get outside a little bit, be nice. As I'm watching the flurry. So watching the flurries fly around here today.
Yeah, at least we don't have the accumulation you're getting down south.
Huh?
At least we don't have the accumulation. I have friends that are showing they got 3-4 inches down there.
Yeah. We're about, is it west of us probably? Over by the lake?
Down in Monroe and down in like Indiana.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Getting snow, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's accumulating.
Not be more wet down there. Rain. Yeah, I haven't got anything. It's been snowing like crazy, but it doesn't stick.
No, it's not sticking.
It's wet. It's the car. It's wet. Cement's wet. Grass isn't holding. The only thing it's staying on is there was on my deck, But, otherwise, it's been all right. It's just flurrying real slow. But yeah, so I've just been kind of, flipping the channels a little bit and doing some other things, I guess, putting the music on, sit and listen to music and take a nap. Feeling nap friendly a little bit, go out for, what's finally feeling better, so I might get out for a little walk here. But more walking than I have been.
So cool.
It's cold though, yeah. 32 yesterday. I was sitting there last night and I didn't realize I had one of the windows cracked a little bit all day and I forgot to close it. So I was sitting there last night going, dang, it's cold in here. Sit down here, and all of a sudden I realized I look over, and sure enough, the window was just cracked about just a little bit, enough to get the thing. But the wind died down today, so we're not getting as much wind blowing through here. I'll get a little cross breeze going. But everything else going good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much else going on, just kind of watching a little bit, obviously, what happened with the 2 guys Michigan basketball recruiting.
Oh, yeah.
But, they still got a good class. So
yeah, still had I didn't realize that Christopher, his brother, was at Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He was out there in California. And obviously Todd, he never committed, and I was just waiting for him. That's, I think I kind of told you a little bit before we talked about the show, was that G League is starting to, they just offered the number 1 player $500,000, high school kid $500,000.
So how did that I was gonna try to look into that a little bit. I mean, what I had thought of that. I mean, that's the old development league, right? They just
Yeah,
renamed it G League.
yeah,
I thought they had kind of a salary that was that they all got. But
pretty much. I think.
what you're saying, how can they offer another, 500,000? Who's
Right.
offering? That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
don't
don't
know the whole gist of it off.
quite understand
They're
that.
not affiliated with any of the NBA teams. It's just a league, right?
Right. That's why I was kind of, when I looked at it before, and I saw something that they had up the salaries to try to entice, but it's still not, it's
Yeah.
35 grand a year, or I don't know what it ends up. It's not big money. So I was surprised when, I saw some blurb about them offering 500,000, but I'm like, I don't understand how that could be, or what is entailed in it. I think I
Right.
looked at that a little bit, but I didn't have a chance. People are going, I think, a little bit off the deep end, saying, "Yeah, this is going to be in the NCAA." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think from my perspective, it just entices kind of more of the fringe guys that if they truly can start offering these more money, that it's just going to entice what I think is going to be more fringe guys to get into that, and ultimately they want to end up playing anywhere. I mean, it's just kind of, to me, it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I've always felt that these guys going right out of high school to the NBA anyhow, unless you're elite. You're going in there, and as physically you can't. I don't think you can physically handle it in that league. You know what I mean? Your body's just not developed enough.
No, I mean, you're going to get your occasional freak.
Yeah, I mean
That might
LeBron.
be able to, but
Mm-hmm.
most part. And, to say that the NCAA, I mean, it may hurt some guys, it may hurt some teams, but the NCAA, there's a lot of guys out there that want to play college basketball, and there's a lot of people out there that are pretty passionate about the schools they went to, and
Oh yeah.
that to say that it's going to be the ruin of the NCAA, way out of line.
Yeah, I'm so early for that, but it does hamper when you don't have your big name players, obviously. That you think, but they're only big name because of people ranking them.
Right. Well, and you look down to people are passionate about their schools still,
Sure.
right? I mean, that's what college is all. That's what makes college. Even down, whether it's Division II, Division III. You got a son playing Division III. I had a son play Division III. You're pretty passionate about those teams, right? People are still gonna be passionate about the school they support and they went to. So I don't know.
Yeah, to them it's not. You still go out there to compete, and you're going to win. My son, your son, obviously they go out there when the whistle blows, or when first pitch, or you hit the first ball off the tee. You're still competing against the other guy, and you're doing your best to win that game. And in the end, it's still a title. It's still recognition. It's still the same thing. And the percentages of guys that make it to the big leagues and the leagues, the big pro. Most of the college kids are playing for the love, like you say, and for the school.
Yeah, and the people that are out there supporting those programs are still going to support them. Right?
Yeah.
It hasn't changed.
Yeah, you look at the guys that end up jumping to the NBA guys or the NFL. They would give anything to go back and have a Saturday, or the environment that they had back when they were in college. I think. And
I think many of them would admit that.
Right? Yeah, I think Zion even said the same thing. He would have given anything to go back, I think, to Duke. But when the money's there, and that's just the process of your procedure you're supposed to take.
Yeah, in your personal situation, I mean, you can't blame a guy for doing that either. So,
yeah.
I think just to broad brush, like anything else, to broad brush is dangerous. Not dangerous. It's just you can't broad brush it. Right. Everybody's got their own personal situations, and they're going to do what they think is right for them at that time.
Yeah. But a lot of it will depend now is how much does G League get televised? I mean, do they put them on TV to, because these 2 players or 3 players, whatever they get, if they start to get players that are marquee, and then all of a sudden they say, well, ESPN will put them on, whatever. I mean, that's where you all of a sudden now that you get that competition, and then it's, what do you do? But I think it'll be, like I said, I think NCAA is still NCAA, and hopefully it comes back to the way it was before, before the virus and everything, and it's still, like you say, the pride and joy of playing for your school. You and I can say it from a high school standpoint. We love going out there on a Friday night or playing, pitching, whatever. It's just you just can't replace that feeling anymore. Once it's done, it's done. So
Yeah, it's not. I don't see that. I don't see that changing. Just
yeah. So you just got that kind of a feel. Obviously, Michigan's team ranking looks like they still had number one. They held on to number one ranking in the for the season. They got 4 or 5 players that are really good, and one of them is a transfer, senior.
Yeah, I think officially the class is 5 when you include the Smith return.
Yeah, but the big kid inside, I guess I don't know much about him. I kind of watched a few of his tapes, and it's like, all right, he's 7'2", he's 280 pounds or whatever, and he's huge.
Yeah, he's big body.
Gatorade Player of the Year in his state or whatever. It's just one of those kind of deals where it's he's supposed to be a pretty good player. It looks like. Obviously, he's going to make a little adjustment to the college game, but him and Williams is a good player, and should be interesting to see how they shake out. No, so I think Livers will come back. He declared for the draft. I think he'll come back and be on the team again. I don't think he'll stick in the draft, but
yeah, I mean, I think overall you got to look at I guess there's people out there talking about rating Juwan's first season. You look at the season itself and the first recruiting class. You gotta grade him pretty high in terms of what he's able to accomplish. Right? I think what 3 of those guys are 4 stars.
Yeah.
Son's a 3-star, and then the transfer.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid group bringing in.
Oh yeah. I think the kid that a lot of accolades on all of them. So I think in the round of things, I think it'll be interesting to see next November.
And the fact that they were down on the wire with the other 2 guys, like the 2 5.
Oh, it shows that there's when you go for those guys, you got to go for them. And I guess sometimes you put them all in there and you end up losing out on them. It's tough. But at least you're there. At least you're in the hunt for them. So, but it looks like I just heard today there's a quarterback out of USC, Daniels.
Oh yeah.
He put himself in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And of course, the article today was about him coming to Michigan. Obviously,
I saw a little bit of.
Michigan going to make the call and all that kind of stuff.
I saw people kind of going back and forth on that a little bit too. But
it's kind of one of those deals where obviously any NFL coaching vacancy, Harbaugh comes up on the radar. Any kid that puts himself in transfer portal always on Michigan's radar now. He's going to come because Michigan's been bringing in all these quarterbacks. But I don't know. It'd be tough I think personally, it'd be tough for Michigan to take him because of you got Carthy and
I
think it's a stockpile of quarterbacks right now that have potential.
Yeah, I don't really see a big need to go out and do that at this point.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it'd be nice for him to come, but I mean, obviously, then you're really in a jam. You got 4 guys, 5 guys possibly that are all capable. I think you don't know what these 2 that you got hopefully coming up here. Ready to start this year with them, and you add this guy to that mix, and kid coming in next year. Obviously, he's 5-star or whatever. But, it's funny, I was watching that game the other day, and I'm like, who is our quarterback? And I'm trying to look. I didn't have the volume on. I was listening to music, and I had that on. I'm watching. I'm like, who's number 15? God, what is his name? And I couldn't think of who it was, and I'm like, and you think, you think right away, And I watched one game the other day, and it was Street was throwing, and I'm like, oh, there's 3, okay. And then you look at this guy, and it was Ruddock. 15 was Ruddock, and I'm like, and it's like just to think what Harbaugh's done with his record, with his teams, with the quarterbacks that he's had. I know you had Patterson, obviously, here that just came through for 2 years. It's like, I don't know. I mean, if you gave him a quarterback that was potentially an elite like Burrows or elite like some of the guys,
the guys that can take over a game. I mean, obviously, we talked about all the way through the playoff process, right? They got the teams that were there had those kind of guys playing quarterback, and those kind of quarterbacks don't grow on trees. They're not, there's only a few of them. So if you're lucky enough to get yourself one of them, you've got a pretty good chance of, then you surround them with the rest of the crew. You've got a pretty good chance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
they're game changers, right? Those guys,
That's
they're flat out game changers.
that's what Michigan hasn't had. Really. I mean, you think about it, they've gotten by with what they've had and been successful.
Mm-hmm.
But they you think about them if they were to be in that situation. But you look at like the article also talked about LSU had a transfer portal guy. Oklahoma ended up having a transfer portal guy from Alabama, and then Ohio State had a transfer portal guy, So it's like all these teams were going transfer portals, and that's what they were when they talked about this Daniels kid. It's like, is this the guy that puts Harbaugh over the top by bringing him in? Is he that guy that you don't know? The kid only played 1 year, and you end up having
But I can go back to the articles and all the social media 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever it was, that said, "Oh, Patterson, he's the guy." Now we're going to win the national title. He was a former, whatever star he was. He's going to put us over the top. Blah blah blah.
Nice star. Oh yeah, they're all superstars, man. They're all.
It's great on paper.
Oh yeah, and that's what's so tough. You sit there and say, okay, we just talked about the basketball guys, and sure they're ranked, and everybody's got them ranked high. And highlight films are outstanding, but until you throw the ball up and play or whatever, until you put the guys out there in position, football or basketball.
Yeah, and guys got to develop. I mean, Burrow, what was he? He's a transfer, but he wasn't a big, right? He got beat out at Ohio State.
Yeah.
He flat out got beat out, and he wasn't a big name guy. I don't think, right?
Right.
So
you look at the coordinator, right? A lot of it was, Burrow got this new coordinator last year, and he's the one that was the secret behind his success.
Obviously he put in the work and he put in the effort and the dedication and got himself to that position. I mean, it just doesn't. You just don't walk in and step on the field without
Yeah. No. You can't just decide you're going to walk out there and play, and you got to go out there and put your time in, and that's what's so weird right now is that with this virus and everything like that is who can predict right now what it's going to be like? What these guys haven't had this time. They've lost this time. Obviously, hopefully they're doing something on their own, but where do they go? And whether they do it,
Mm-hmm.
They're so far behind. Even if you give them the go ahead to start in August, they're going to be way down. Going to get themselves back up to where they were back in January. When the season ended.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about Burrows, talking about some of these guys. Obviously, we're a week away from the NFL draft, and obviously they canceled it out at Las Vegas, but they're going to do virtual draft, and we still got our prognosticators out there, predict who's going where and all that. Mel Kiper and Shea, Todd Shea from ESPN, some of those guys. NFL Network as your guy. I was looking up some mock drafts just before yesterday and today, just trying to see what people have and the most up-to-date one.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody seems to have a mock draft,
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you and I can compile a little mock draft here, or agree on one of the mock drafts. But it's a big time. It's a big step for everybody. Everybody's gonna reap the rewards for their hard work. We just talked about putting in the hard work and everything. And a lot of them are gonna reap the rewards of finally getting to the show, getting to the league, as they say. So obviously Cincinnati Bengals have the number 1 pick, and projection is Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I think I don't use any.
He's been there since
you doubt about that one.
been there since the start. He's been there since the start, and they haven't really moved him off that line. He's been there all along, and I think he's going to be a guarantee at number 1.
Yeah, there's no. I haven't seen a mock draft that really the top 2 guys are pretty much locked in, right? Between Burrow and Chase Young. I haven't seen. I personally, and I haven't looked at all of them. Like you said, there's so many of them out there now, but I haven't seen any yet that had either one of those guys out of the top 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's like they're all in that boat. I think they're all in favor of that guy. And whether or not Burrows goes there, or if he pulls Eli Manning or John Elway and decides he doesn't want to play there, that's to be seen. But
yeah,
maybe they might line up a trade, just like they did. I was watching that the other day. They drafted him number 1, And then Philip Rivers got drafted like number 5, and they exchanged places. So
Mm-hmm.
San Diego Chargers and Eli ended up in New York for his career. So we'll see what happens. But looks like Joe Burrow, obviously a great season last year. The number 2 pick looks like Redskins are going to stay with Chase Young, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's a given. I think he's well deserving. He had a great season last year and great career at Ohio State, defensive end and rusher. He's gonna have a big pro career, I think. And there's some people saying, "Oh, the Redskins might take a quarterback," but I think they're set at quarterback. I think they're trying to shop that one around just because the Lions are sitting there at 3, and people might trade up to get that 2 pick just so that the Lions don't take somebody at 3. They take that quarterback. They want that quarterback so bad. You got back-to-back quarterbacks possibly. You got Tua. You got Ebert from Oregon. In there. You got a couple big quarterbacks here in the draft potentially.
Yeah, I mean 3 in the top 5 for sure.
Is
what it looks like. Roughly top 5, certainly top 10.
Yeah. I think if the Lions stay at 3, I think they're going to take a defensive, and there's a chance a lot of the mock drafts have the cornerback from Ohio State.
Yeah, Okudah. Mm-hmm.
Okudah. Mm-hmm. I personally like Simmons myself from Clemson. Be nice to get him, but
that must be your mock draft because I haven't seen that one.
I know. Only one guy. I think one guy on NFL Network had Simmons going to the Lions at 3.
Well, the Lions. That'd be the Lions, right? They could surprise everybody. They seem to have that. They throw that surprise in there, right? That tight end again or whatever they want.
Oh my God!
What are you doing?
Where did he from? Where? North Junior College? What? No, it looks like here this mock draft I have has got the Lions trading with the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's the other one. Right.
The Dolphins come
at number 5, right? Dolphins got the 5.
They're going to flip-flop 3 and 5, and the Dolphins come up and take Tua.
I guess I'm looking at that, but I'm wondering why. Either way, right? I think.
Yeah.
Would the Dolphins? I mean, if they really want to, do they really got to trade?
The Dolphins have a lot of draft picks, so they can be, they can be able to move, I think, a little bit. So the Lions would stockpile some picks, it looks like, on this, which is good. I mean, the more picks, the better,
I guess with them sitting at 5, Giants at 4, right? Giants sitting at 4.
Yeah, Giants are at 4. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody that's got them picking a quarterback.
No, the Giants are looking at protecting somebody. So looks like they're going number 4. Iowa's offensive tackle, Tristan Wirfs.
Mm-hmm.
I do. They got Wirfs. He's tackles, best tackle in the class apparently. So
I saw quite a few that had Giants taking Simmons, your boy.
I did too. Yeah, I've seen a lot with Simmons in that position.
So,
so the Lions trade back. Looks like they go after Jeff Okudah, possibly in the 5 spot, and take the cornerback out of Ohio State for the Detroit Lions.
But I think even if they stay in the 3, that's who they get, right? Is what it looks like.
Yeah. I think either way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the boards and going, I'm not sure that there's a big reason for these deals, right?
Maybe that's the smoke that's coming out of Allen Park down there as they're bringing all these quarterbacks to look at them, but they really don't want a quarterback. They're just trying to show.
I'd be
trying to show the Dolphins that we're going to take a quarterback.
Yeah, but again, unless they can get something more out of the Dolphins than just a trade of those 2 picks, then.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a couple down in the late. They're going to get one later in the second round or in the first round. Looks like they're going to get the 26th pick in.
Okay, that's right. You were saying they got a couple extra sitting down there. Yeah.
Then they'll get another one in the second round. It looks like. So I think I was looking at it earlier, but. Obviously, I think that's what the Lions are doing right now, is throwing a little smoke screen up there saying, let's bring in Tua, let's bring in Oregon's quarterback, Abert, and make everybody think we're going to take quarterback, replace Stafford, and then, go from there. But
I don't think the Lions have that good a poker face.
we're holding our cards backwards. There's actually, the other teams can see it.
Hey, look what we're doing.
Oh, crap. I think we're playing Go Fish. But we should be playing War is what we should be playing. But obviously, I would like, personally, I think defensively, I like either Kuda or Simmons. I think Simmons gives you more diversity. I think you and I have talked about that.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more. Obviously, Akuda's a corner.
Mm-hmm.
But I also saw later in the draft, we'll get to it here, but the 6th pick looks like the Chargers are going after their quarterback, replacing Rivers.
Yeah, they get the guy out of Oregon, Herbert. Right?
Herbert,
is what most of the boards have. So.
Yeah, all the looks to thrive in the NFL, So I think he's there. And there's Simmons, my guy, going number 7 to the Panthers.
Yeah.
He's they got Bridgewater, they got McCaffrey, so I think they're going to go defense there. If just Simmons falls to that spot, that's a no-brainer for the Carolinas.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I doubt he. I don't know. I wonder if he will, but yeah, that'd be a huge good pick for them for sure.
I think he's solid. I totally like him down the road.
But even even without him there, you got the other kid out of Auburn.
Brown.
Yeah, who's
defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was predicted for the Lions at 3 even too, but
yeah, there was some talk of that early on, but I think it's kind of died down a little bit more now. But
yeah, the 8th pick, Arizona Cardinals got to protect their investment there, so they're going after an offensive tackle.
Yeah, they're looking at line on him.
Michael Becton from Louisville looks like he's going to go there.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. He might get it. Do you get him a weapon or do you get protection for him?
Yeah.
Another offensive tackle going 9 to the Buccaneers to protect Brady a little bit. Andrew Thomas. This was a trade. Bucks sent
really?
117 plus 120.
I hadn't seen that one.
Yeah, this is one over here on NBC Sports I got here. Full tank mode, whatever. So they're, protect. So they may move up and get this guy here in that situation. That looks like obviously a no-brainer there. They got a lot of weapons there at Tampa.
So otherwise, what Bucks are sitting 14? Otherwise, if they're not.
Yeah, I think they're 14. They trade up to get that guy. Yeah. There's another offensive tackle in the 10th pick, Cleveland Browns, out of Alabama. So you got the Browns, Jedrick Wills, number 74 for Alabama. Looks like he's going there
really
as a tackle.
I hadn't seen that one. I hadn't seen him on. I thought the Bama's top guy or first guy to get picked would be Judy, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Let's say in the Browns they got Conklin. Looks like they got Conklin out of Tennessee. They must have picked him up in free agency. So so it looks like they're going after a left tackle here in this guy. That's not a bad pick. That's a good thing.
You got Judy, you got Ruggs, the other guy at Alabama. Both those receivers.
Yeah, Ruggs is supposed to be faster than light.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your first wide receiver, number 11, CeeDee Lamb, coming out of Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. He was impressive at the combine. I think he was tough. Him and Judy both are top receivers. I think on this.
Well, there's 3 guys there. Ruggs, Judy, Thomas. There's some good.
I have Ruggs going 12th.
Some big talent there.
Ruggs
all capable. All big time players. Made big plays in college. All 3 of those guys.
Oh, yeah, they're highlight reels waiting to happen, man. Those guys. Yeah, you got him at 11. You got CeeDee Lamb at 11. You got Ruggs here at 12, going to the Raiders, and then you got probably I'm assuming here's Judy. Yeah, Judy. They got him projected at 13. So 3 straight receivers going.
Yeah, I think all those guys could flop around depending on who's looking for those. I think you got a couple other folks looking out there for.
The Niners getting looks like
Right.
via the Jets here. They're via the Colts. They're getting CeeDee Lamb gone, Ruggs gone. Time for Jerry Judy.
Mhm.
Yeah, they got seriously. They got a lot of another weapon out there in San Fran. That'd be tough for them.
Yeah, I think it's those three guys, right? You got those three guys, and you got the Jets, the 49ers, and I think who else in there in the mix looking for guys is,
Yeah.
I had some boards at Broncos. They're looking for wide receiver help, it looked like. But
Oh, yeah. Well, here's our defensive tackle at 14 going to the Derek Brown going to the Jacksonville Jaguars there at 14. So that's your first defensive tackle going off the board pretty much, except for obviously the defensive end there and Young, but Young and Brown are probably the two top defensive guys. The line.
the lineman, yeah, the line.
That's something though, having those three receivers go bang bang bang. It'd be interesting to see if that happens or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking at that middle of the first round, that's probably the spot where they'll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing,
Yeah.
I may not see all three in a row, but in that range.
As you look at all three spots. So the Jets, obviously, a nice young quarterback in there, playing for them. Darnold, give him a weapon there with CeeDee Lamb possibly, or any of these guys.
Any one of those three.
Henry Ruggs at Raiders. Raiders are gonna, need somebody. And that's they compare Henry Ruggs to Tyreek Hill, and then obviously Jerry Judy going to the Niners with the young Garoppolo over there at the Niners. So
yeah, all three of those guys, like I said, are kind of in similar situations to snatch up any one of those.
Yeah. Well, here's your Broncos. See, the Broncos just miss out. So there you could see potentially in that situation there, maybe the Broncos trade up and try to get into that mix to get one of those receivers.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Right now it says offensive tackle or receiver is ideal right here, but we're going with Henderson. C.J. Henderson, cornerback from Florida. For the Broncos is what they're predicted. Oops. I don't know.
You got a couple guys. They got there's another. I think there's a safety out of Alabama that's looking to be a first round. McKinney, I think he's also
McKinney, right? Yeah. McKinney. Get rid of him. He's highly touted
out of there as well. So there's a few guys for them, depending on who's around, who's available.
You got another SEC guy here going, Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Falcons, they're taking a defensive lineman, looks like maybe potentially their forecast for him. Kristen Fulton for the Cowboys, a cornerback. They're gonna have to cover somebody out there, right? So trying to fix up their. Oh, here's this one. This is a surprise. Here's a surprise. 18th pick, Patriots send number 23 and 87 to the Dolphins for the 18th pick. What this guy's forecasting here, mock draft. Well, the Patriots are going to move up to try to get their new Tom Brady. Jordan Love from Utah State, quarterback. He's been going up the ranks a little bit here. But they did mention something about his what's that test to take at the combine, the Wonderlic. Mm-hmm. I had a little hard time with the Wonderlic. I don't know how much weight you put into that in your first round picks, but maybe, You got Jordan Love, and then you got Justin Jefferson, receiver from LSU, going to the Packers. They trade with the Raiders is what they're forecasting here, and move up to get to the 19th pick and draft.
I haven't.
Rodgers a weapon. The kid's pretty good.
I haven't looked at a lot of this yet, but somebody was telling me that Ruiz has kind of popped up.
Yeah.
A potential first rounder here.
He's one of the top between Michigan and Michigan State. I think he's one of the highest ranked guys between both schools. He could be that first round guy going. They were talking to him going at the end of the first round here. I don't know what. Yeah. Here's Xavier McKinney going to the Jaguars, 20th, Alabama safety. Jaguars will get that defensive guy from Brown from Auburn, and then looks like they might take this guy here, Xavier McKinney, try to rebuild their defense. So I'm gonna put McKinney in there as a trade with the Rams, Xavier McKinney. in the 12th spot. So that's not bad. We got this guy here, yeah, Brandon Ayuk from Arizona State. He's pretty good. He was a former JUCO player. 4.5 40. Had 18 yards a catch last year at Arizona State. The Eagles and Carson Wentz get him a receiving weapon. You know, help his offensive output a little bit. Yeah, but not bad. So we got another Oklahoma guy going, linebacker Kenneth Murray, 22 out of the Vikings. Back to an offensive lineman for the Dolphins. Trading with the Patriots here. Isaiah Wilson, 6'6", 350-pound offensive lineman. Yeah, so that'll help Tua, keep Tua up, right? Patrick Queen, another SEC guy going here, linebacker to the Ravens. Out of LSU. Austin Jackson, offensive tackle from USC to the Vikings, potentially. Here comes the Lions again, back at 26. So we got the 26th pick and the 141st pick.
That would be that'd be one from the.
That'd be from the Dolphins with that trade for number 3. So we drop back to 5. We pick up 26 here and 141. Pick 141. So we get an edge rusher, K'Lavon Chaisson from LSU. And that's injection. So 2 defensive guys, if they stay with Okudah and Chaisson, is what they're forecasting for our Lions.
They would get if they did the deal with the Dolphins, you said they get another second round as well?
We get the, looks like the 141st pick, yeah. I think that's somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd round, maybe.
140? That's got to be way down. That's
down?
Yeah.
We get 32, 32, 60.
Yeah, that'd be way down into like the
maybe 3rd or 4th round, or maybe.
Round.
There you go. Yeah, so we get Chaisson. Maybe that might be a good pick right there. TCU's receiver going to the Dolphins. Denzel Mims to the Saints, a Baylor receiver, first Baylor player taken. Josh Jones, offensive tackle. It's another offensive tackle. A.J. Terrell from the Clemson Tigers to the Raiders. They trade for that pick there. T. Higgins, this is the kid. I like T. Higgins too. He's a receiver from Clemson. They forecasted him going to the Colts. Give Phillip Rivers a weapon out there in Indianapolis. So looks like they might trade up to get to this pick. So, just 9.
What do you think, when we're going back down to Michigan guys, you got Ruiz potentially going late first round. You got probably Uche is got to be a pretty solid second rounder, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I got some of Michigan's up here. Yeah, Cesar Ruiz is early, day 2. He could go in that 2nd round early. You say Uche, Josh Uche? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been touted pretty good. He had a good combine.
Mm-hmm.
Did some good things there in the combine to help improve his stock. Bredesen, he could go there in the 2nd to 3rd round possibly.
Peoples Jones probably in that same category. Yeah, that'll be like Peoples Jones maybe 3rd round.
Jones, he's the 4th Wolverine. That he had a great combine. Improved his stock.
Mm-hmm.
You could see him possibly go higher. Behind Ruiz. Ruiz goes depending on the need. Obviously we talk about the needs of people, but Donovan Peoples-Jones, his numbers went through the roof at that combine. But we watched him every game, whether or not the Wolverines didn't use him correctly or what. But to have him jump the way he jumped, and ran the way he ran, and his combine was phenomenal, is what I hear. So you just look at that kind of situation and say, oh man. So he's got potential there, and that depending on the need. Like I say, if you got Josh Uche, the defensive,
Mm-hmm.
Bredesen. I've always liked Bredesen. He's played since day 1. You know, Jones. You know, Levert Hill, obviously, he stuck around. He was going to leave, I think, last year. He stayed for his senior year, didn't he?
Right. They did.
Seemed like every time we were getting beat, you know, they were going at his side. And he sat out. He ended up missing that game. Remember, we were at Illinois, and he didn't travel to Illinois. He sat out at Illinois. So him and another receiver, and the receiver didn't go to that game. So I don't know if he was in a doghouse for a week or what, but he didn't play that week. And obviously, Josh Metellus in the mix there. He's a 6th prospect. Got a grade now at 5.9, 5.9. You got Shea Patterson at 7. Obviously, Shea, I don't think he had a real good combine. You know, he didn't. Well, I'd be surprised if he doesn't get drafted. You know, in the 7th round. I think he might have to walk down, you know, or whether a free agent to somebody. You know, Michael Onwenu, you know, obviously had a pretty good. He's a day 3-er. Sean McCown.
Yeah.
You know, Runyon and Khalid Hudson. Michael Dana, Jordan Glasgow. Those are the other guys that are all hopefully late drafters. Hopefully get picked up late, you know.
Yeah, quite a few guys, right? I mean, that's a pretty good.
Yeah, 13 guys potential to get drafted by Wolverines here this year. You know, I think Reeves, obviously the first one, whether or not he can sneak into that first round, depending on need. You know, you get late first rounder first day. Otherwise, you're going to see a stockpile of them all go in that 2nd and 3rd day. You know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, 5, 6, 7. And we also got some Spartans out there. Joe Bacci, Brian Lewerke, Kenny Willikis, and Josiah Scott. You know, all looking to try to get drafted. You know, obviously Bacci and Willikis were 2 of the highly touted one, and Joe Bacci ended up having the season cut short because of some issues. But, I saw him at the combine. Same with Willikis. I saw him at the combine. Lewerke was there throwing at the combine, and Josiah Scott, you know, cornerback. So obviously 4 guys that possibly could be mid to late rounders. You know, coming out of the Spartan program, who've had a lot of success. I think, you know. I think they all can play at the next level. Willikis had a pretty strong season. You know, but they're forecasting here the Lions and there's what pick was it? 2nd round, 35th pick overall, Jonathan Taylor, running back out of Wisconsin. You know, he had 3 straight seasons of 2,000 plus yards. You know, rushing. You know, for Taylor at Wisconsin there. And, you know, he's just a beast. You know, I wouldn't be.
That'd be a nice pick.
I think so. I'm kind of leaning towards that one. That'd be right after the first 2 defensive guys we take. I like those, you know, Chason and Kuda, and then although I like Simmons, but and then take Jonathan Taylor if he's available there at 35th pick, early 2nd round. He had a good combine.
I think that would be incredible. That'd be a great pick.
I think so. I've always been impressed by him, and most of the Wisconsin guys come out of there, you know, and have pretty decent pro careers. So I think it's a safe pick, you know, in that situation to possibly go after him right there. No doubt about it. I think it's a smart move by them. But obviously exciting times here, no question about it by everybody. I mean, we did the first round here. You know, they're forecasting maybe a defensive tackle out of Alabama in the 3rd round for the Lions. Raekwon Davis.
Raekwon.
Raekwon, 6'6", 311-pound prospect.
Big boy.
Yeah. You know, he's he could be a fill-in because we lost Damon Harrison. Yeah, they're talking here. They got a guy an offensive tackle out of Auburn. Forecast.
They get another 3rd round. Don't they get a pick from the
Eagles
for the Slay?
Yeah, so we're right here at number 85 overall via the Eagles. Offensive tackle Prince Tega Wanagoa. So maybe him there. We got a receiver in the 4th round, John Hightower. Boise State, they're forecasting him maybe inside linebacker from California. And they got Khalil Hudson via Philadelphia in there in the 5th round.
Yeah, that's right. To get the 5th round. There you go.
Maybe forecasting Khalil Hudson maybe coming to the Lions in the 5th round. Punter, we're going to get a punter, it looks like, here in the 7th round. This guy from Texas Tech. Best punter in this year's draft. Would fill a major hole for the Lions. We lost our punter in free agency. He averaged 47 yards a punt during his senior season with Texas Tech. So maybe in the 7th round, they might pull him out. Remember Asiasi? Remember Asiasi? He was at Michigan, right?
Yeah, tight end.
Evan Asiasi?
He transferred out to UCLA, right?
Yeah. They got the Lions taking him in the 6th round. This forecaster drafter. I saw the name. I'm like, holy cow, that's the same guy. He was at Michigan for a little while. But,
Like 1 season, right?
Yeah, he was just with us for 1 year, I think, and then he transferred out. He was a
He's from
California.
California.
Yeah, he went home.
Yeah, he was a California kid.
Yeah.
Didn't like the snow in April.
Yeah, 32 degrees on April 16th or whatever it is.
What the heck is this?
Unbelievable. It's like, oh, people are crying, oh, let's open the golf courses. Come on, let's get outside. It's like, might as well wait till
I'm good.
start arguing about that. You know? I mean, it'd be nice to go out there, but, shoot, oh, God. Hands. I remember, I was driving around. I drove the other day. I went up to get the mail, and I'm driving along, and it's snowing, and it's 2:30, 3 o'clock, whatever the afternoon. I was driving along there. And Sam, don't tell me that you even forget those nights we were sitting out there coaching that baseball team.
Oh, yeah.
No, in April, one thing we do not miss is staying out there at third pillow.
I think the worst one, I can't remember what year it was, but we scheduled to play in a tournament down in Detroit.
Yeah.
And we're winds whipping off the Detroit River.
Oh, my God. That's one thing about the spring that you don't miss it on. Going out there, the kids standing there freezing, and you're telling them to get in there and swing that bat.
We're up here and thinking, oh, it's not too bad. And then you go down there, it's about 15 degrees colder, and wind whipping off the Detroit River, and you're going, what the heck are we doing?
It helped that we played at 9 a.m., I think, or whatever time it was.
Terrible.
We had the early game or whatever it was, and we were down there with me, us, the driver going, what in the world are we doing?
Yeah, we'd be playing baseball in this stuff.
Oh, that one night game. Remember the night game we played at Royal Oak over there behind it? It was a night game, and Bob Miller, obviously Bobby's coaching Val's, and we're both supposed to play at like 7:30 at night. And we said, all right, let's play. We had that team, Steven and Adam, and we had a good team.
Yeah.
One of our better teams we had, one of the good teams we had there. But I remember standing out there freezing the kids and stuff, and I'm like,
There's supposed to be that field in Royal Oak, supposed to be turning that into a renovating that field. The big field, the high school field there where Shrine played.
Okay.
They're supposed to be renovating that, making that into like a one of those summer league stadiums for these summer league teams, these college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw something that was back
Not like the one.
back last fall that they were going to put a lot of money in it. I think put turf in.
Jimmy John's, not like Jimmy John's, but just
no, not that big, but but it was a pretty decent field to begin with. That decent facility, decent dugouts, but they were going to renovate it, completely renovate it, put in turf, and then they would play like those college summer league games there. So,
yeah.
I don't know if that what the status of that is, but I remember seeing that last fall. I think it was. It's kind of a nice,
It's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you might as well fix it up. That's at the Memorial Park right there on the corner.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was trying to remember the name of it. It's Memorial. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is another one I think that Joe set up because we were downtown with Joe.
Yeah.
But then the other one we were playing over there on, it's behind like Royal Oak High School or whatever.
Yeah, it's right there off of Coolidge. It backs the
But
Yeah.
the big field is back. Remember the outfields all come together because there's no fences. So obviously they'd have to
Yeah.
put a fence up there if they're going to play the college games there. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get it. Let it run. Gotta go. Yeah. Oh, I just said, all of a sudden, I just thought to myself, man, I got to talk to you about standing out there in the cold and or sitting there trying to decide, do you cancel? Do you play? How cold? Too cold? It's not bad now. Let's just start it. And we start it, and then, man, oh, man. Oh, that one, or we got friggin' drenched on that one day over at Clintonwood playing against it. I think it might have been St. Anne's again. And Joe's like, it's fine. It was just coming down. And I looked at the umpire, and he looking at me, and Joe was fine playing, and we were just getting soaked, man, soaked. I go home and just taking off all my stuff and being like,
the heavy stuff's coming for a while.
yeah. And the ball was turning to mush. You couldn't run on it. I'm like, this feels. Come on, we got to call this game. If I actually called it, we didn't end up playing. We didn't finish it, but
We probably, given what's
too
right
long.
now, we'd probably give anything to have those games being played right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you get out there.
Last week I was out doing, out in the front yard, and I think I said last week, a couple of kids across the street, and they're getting grounders hit to them, pop ups out of the jugs machine. I'm just sitting there watching them, I'm watching a game on TV. Oh, it's kind of fun.
How crazed it is, man, and all the kids just love that. And well, let alone just playing your school ball right now, but the travel, how crazy they must be going right now. They're just sitting inside waiting for that go ahead to go play, and all the games that they're losing out on right now, especially up here in the north side. Obviously down south, you can probably play outside or state center.
Yeah, it's still, once you get to high school age, it's still a relatively short season for even travel ball because you have, football start now, maybe hopefully starting up first, second week in August, depending on what the calendar looks like. But, so that season becomes fairly short. When you look at the end of a high school season, and if you're, if you made it, you're lucky enough to make it to districts or regional, then you're
right
into June, and then you pretty much just got July. The end part of August, the end part of June and July to play. A travel. Tournament season for the high school.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just biting at the chomp right now because I'm sure they're hitting all fall and hitting all, January and getting ready, all of a sudden just get the shutdown.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I mean, I don't have any situation now, but, kids work out all winter. And,
yeah, you put in, you did it with Benny, and all the time you guys put in there. It's like Mitchell, he's chomping at the bit right now just to go hit the ball and on the range, He's sitting in the net at the house. Hasn't been able to putt in how long, He's always was gone to the course. He'd come home from school and he'd go at least hit some balls, for an hour or two. Can't even do that right now. So I'm sure that he's dying out there.
I did see, I got an email, but somebody was saying that some of the courses the private courses are opening. For members only walking, but ours decided that they weren't.
I don't think we've budged on ours yet. That's still shut. I think it's rough.
Not that I'd be out there walking today.
Yeah, I think today I'd probably be taking a rain day. But like I say, usually by now you've at least played a little bit, dinked around. But now it's getting. Now they're going to be May. But. But yeah, hopefully it sounded like we had some good news yesterday on the virus, and maybe it's up to the governors now to decide how fast we open back up. And I heard about a possible, thing out, and one of the companies has found some kind of a treatment for it possibly here. So they've seen a vast. They did like 5 patients that they submitted it to, and they all made a quick turnaround. So. I don't know. We shall see.
The guys are smart enough.
Yeah. I know. I don't want to do this. I don't. You just sit back and wait for him to say go. Yeah. It's like, it's crazy. Crazy time. Never thought I'd go through something like this, but hey, you know, my parents said, you know, Vietnam War, they had World War II, World War One. I mean, just, you know, back in 1917. So I mean, I guess everybody has their turn.
You were saying that every generation has a.
Everybody has their turn to try to deal with something. This is our. You know, we were pretty spoiled there for a while. Had a pretty good run. You know, and we had blew a tire, blew a engine. We had to go into the pit stops for a little while, get worked on. Sort of reference that or whatever, you know. Rolling along, think you got a no hitter going, all of a sudden, boom, gone. You're getting yanked off the mound. They're going to hit in the showers after the 5th inning.
Pulling that 300 game.
I had 5 straight. I'm thinking, man, all right. And then all of a sudden, bang, I had like 4 opens. Finished with a 170 or whatever. I'm like, jeez, oh,
3-4 pars in a row, throw a birdie in there, and all of a sudden, 7.
Triple, double. We could reference this all to different sporting events, you know. But yeah, it's just one of those kind of things, I guess, you just deal with, and hopefully we're past the hump. It sounds like we're past the hump a little bit.
Let's hope so.
Maybe by May 1st here. And, you know, that's why I say it's like right now you're like, oh man, what do we do? But who knows? I mean, it's changed so much here just in the last 2 weeks that, you know, we're looking at August as a football kickoff or something. That may be totally different by then. You know what I mean? So
it will be, I'm sure.
But time will tell. With that, another good show here for my sports talk. Next week, by the time we talk, the draft will be underway. We'll be able to kind of talk about maybe the first round next week. It's Thursday.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
See how that is, and we'll be able to go over where the Lions are going. We'll be able to see what this first round held up. You know, I might write down what we talked about, see how close we actually were here.
See what surprise the Lions have in store for.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope that you know up here again, but you never know. I'm kind of hopeful that they know what they're doing, but you know, you never know.
It's all good when somebody had a picture of a mask with the Detroit Lions logo and says, "Wear this, you won't catch anything."
I saw that one. Oh yeah. The lion mask, you won't catch anything. That's a good one. I like that one. I like that.
Guaranteed to not catch anything.
Guaranteed not to catch anything. Well, you know, obviously, you know, people sick, and like, you know, my little niece just got diagnosed by it, and you know, I think it had something that, yeah. So she's a nurse. I mean, she works in the nursing program at one of the hospitals down in Livonia there. So, so hopefully, she'll get through it. She's young. She's mid upper 20s to 30. Hopefully, she's good. Marty's oldest daughter. So, but well, yeah. So hopefully everything will be good, and we'll be able to talk some more next week, Sam.
Sounds good.
You look good for being quarantined for 4 weeks.
I give myself a little trim. I got. Might have to get back in there and do it again.
Anybody could do a haircut. Look at this, man. I got it's all gelled up today, but sides aren't really too crazy. But up here, whoo, man, crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get the clippers back out and go
ahead. I haven't been this long since high school. I don't think. I was telling someone. I mean, a little more receded than high school, because high school I was down a little lower.
I showed you that last week.
Yeah. I saw that last week. Definitely. Who'd have thought that? All that years at Chrysler, that's what caused it to be like that. All right, buddy. Well, good talk today.
All right, Pat.
We'll be in touch. Comes up. Maybe we can
after Friday.
Get to phase 1. Maybe we can get into phase 1 here pretty soon. Or phase 2. It'd be nice to be in phase 2 pretty soon.
Phase 2.
Opening up the community here a little bit again. So
maybe we get out on a boat together sometime.
There you go. That'd be nice. Get that going here. It's about 32 degrees and snowing. On the water right now are ducks and geese.
There'll be people out there, though.
Nobody out there. That's it. You're looking at a vacant lake. But, all right, buddy.
All right, Pat.
And my sports talk. Keep an eye out. We're out there every week. Thanks, Sam.
All right, we'll talk, Pat.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep, you too.